It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the
Holy shit! It took his whole head off!
Not a good time to lose one's head.
Oh, indeed.
That's not the way to get ahead in life.
No.
It's a shame he wasn't more headstrong. He'll never be the head of a major corporation.
Okay, that'll do.
Okay.
In 2011, ID Software created a new IP set in the post-apocalyptic themed world where mutants, bandit gangs, and robotic superhumans roam the wasteland. Since 2011, ID Software has made some outstanding games such as Wolfenstein The New Order, 2016's Doom, and Wolfenstein 2. Now ID Software have returned with Avalanche Studios, the studio behind the Just Cause series and 2015's Mad Max, to the world they created in 2011 in Rage 2. Though after 8 years away from open world games, can Rage 2 stand its own with others such as the recently released and similar setting of Far Cry New Dawn and the upcoming Borderlands 3. The world of Rage 2 is similar to that of Mad Max, and a nightmare for Anakin Skywalker. Rocks, sand, and explosions as far as the eye can see. Though Rage 2 takes place 30 years after the events of 2011's Rage, and the wasteland is starting to grow and evolve. You play as Walker, the Last Ranger, whose main goal is to rally his or her allies and launch an attack against the returning villains from Rage 1, the Authority. If you haven't played 2011's Rage, the Authority believe it is their job to restore the wasteland by killing anyone who does not mutate themselves with cybernetics. Sadly, the main campaign is only 5 to 7 hours, and a lot of the quests in Rage 2 are rinse and repeats. Go to this location, clear out the enemies, come back, or dreaded fetch quests. Thankfully though, the combat in Rage 2 is what makes quests entertaining. The combat is, for lack of a better word, gruesome. Players will feel the weight behind each shot of their weapon to when any time you drive past a bandit outpost, you'll be wanting to satisfy that itchy trigger finger just to hear the splosh of a headshot. ID Software and Avalanche Studios have taken the gunplay from 2016's Doom and merged it with the cult classic Bulletstorm. Your character, Walker, is equipped with a state-of-the-art suit, which is basically the power suit from Doom, and also has nanites or nanobots. This allows players to double jump, dash, smash, bash, and turn enemies into all kinds of ash.
I like you.
Yep. You should see if you can pull that frog up.
The variety of weapons in Rage 2 is a little on the light side, but each weapon has been master crafted to ensure each weapon is not only unique, but useful. Players get the standard pistol and assault rifle, but the shotgun can be altered to fire a single slug when aimed down the sights. There's even one weapon which pays homage to the tether system from Just Cause. Of course, the most iconic weapon of Rage is back, the wing stick. For those of you who don't know what the wing stick is, it's not only the greatest weapon in the game, it's also given to you right at the start. The wing stick is a throwable bladed disc that, unless it strikes a solid object, will return to Walker, and if you got the deluxe edition of the game, you're treated to the greatest weapon in video game history, the BFG from Doom. While the weapon mechanics and gunplay are outstanding, the variety of weapons in Rage 2 at launch can seem a little underwhelming, with titles like Borderlands 3 teasing over 1 billion guns, and the customization options in Far Cry.
You want to win a girl or crack a nut. The key is persistence. Keep at it and never lose your cool. Come on, you stupid! Let that be a lesson to the rest of you, nuts!
While the gunplay is amazing, the melee and depth perception is awful. Throughout your time in Rage 2, players will find wooden boxes with ammo, health, and crafting items. You'll stand over the box, hit the melee button, and you'll hit nothing. The aiming reticle will even highlight red and tell you what you're looking at, and you'll still melee it, and you'll still hit nothing. You need to take a step forward so you're basically standing on top of it and try again, crouch and melee, or if you get frustrated like I did, you'll end up shooting the box. Strangely, the movement reaction seems to have a bit of input lag as well, which takes a little bit of time getting used to. Changing the sensitivity settings does help, but it's still a small learning curve. Unlike similar titles like Far Cry New Dawn, there is no character customization or silent weapons. If you enjoyed personalizing your main character or clearing enemy outposts with a bow and arrow without raising alarm, you may be disappointed to find out that loud is the only way in Rage 2. Visually, the environment and world of Rage 2 is beautiful. The introduction of the game gives players a glimpse of the character design and enemies that they have waiting in store for them. After completing the tutorial and learning some of the controls, players are set out into the open world, given a main quest to follow, a car, and a gun. What you choose to do after that is all up to you. From the different environments in the wasteland to the random and frequent battles between mutants and bandits helps Rage 2's world feel alive. Hearing explosions, gunfires, and dirt bikes race around a gas station while you search a nearby cave not only develops the wasteland as a world, but makes every moment entertaining. Strangely, something that is missing are animals and creatures. The world is alive with the remains of mankind, but the world feels empty without birds or deadly creatures and even strange yet friendly critters. Though Rage 2 isn't made like the simulation games like Fallout and Skyrim, it's an insane Mad Max action game. Getting off the beating track away from the story in Rage 2 allows players to experience the wasteland whichever way they wish. After finishing the short campaign, players can accept bounties, side missions, even enter a wacky reality TV show where you face waves of mutants for prizes and more. Throughout your time, Walker can stumble across arcs, which either provide you with a new weapon or new ability for your power suit. Players have the ability at the start of the game to focus. Though not properly explained where this ability or power comes from, this allows the player to scan out for enemies nearby, activate special abilities, open arcs and arc chests. After dealing enough damage to enemies, Walker can enter an overdrive mode, allowing players to deal additional damage, move faster, heal, and some weapons even have an alternate fire mode. When focusing in an overdrive mode, the screen animation alters and flashes rapidly, which can make some players feel sick, like myself.
Oh, stomach churning. Bowels clenching. Not much time. Must finish.
Well, look at you. A fresh ranger. I'm Phoenix. I know I look good, but I drive better. Let's you and me go for a spin.
The driving and car combat in Rage 2 is entertaining, though if not a bit cumbersome, similar to driving the Batmobile in Batman Arkham Knight. The AI voiceover of your main vehicle is also entertaining, and a bit of a smartass. The driving in Rage 2 for exploration is entertaining. That being said, the driving mechanics are not made for racing. After you leave the tutorial city and make your way out into the wasteland, players will experience one of many roadblocks, strongholds, and even ambushed by bandits on dirt bikes. Players have the option of entering in races and side missions. However, one mission in Rage 2 requires Walker to enter and win a race. And with the driving engine being made more on exploration and a bit of combat rather than racing, this mission is very frustrating. For a game based around an apocalypse and having Mad Max as an inspiration, surprisingly, ID Software and Avalanche Studios didn't incorporate a fuel gauge for vehicles in Rage 2. It's not necessarily something that's needed in Rage 2, but it could have incorporated a bit more of a challenge and spaced out the exploration and campaign. The menu configuration is straightforward and easy to understand for newcomers to FPS games. Players can upgrade their weapons and abilities by increasing their double jump, adding armor-piercing rounds to their pistol, or how much ammo they can carry. Though, it's not as in-depth as Far Cry or Borderlands. The map in Rage 2 is massive, though some small bugs tend to get in the way. Waypoints placed on your map do not disappear when you arrive at your destination, so the next time you open your map, the waypoint is still there. Also, navigating through the menus has a bit of lag. Though it wouldn't be a game in 2019 without, of course, microtransactions. Though thankfully, microtransactions are only for weapon skins, and that's it. So if you really want a golden assault rifle skin, you can have it. You'll just need to get premium currency to buy it.
Be dead! General Cross?
Rage 2 is entertaining, explosive, but most importantly, fun. If you love 2016's Doom, Bulletstorm, and open world games such as Mad Max or Just Cause, you'll love Rage 2. Though the issues with Rage 2 are small, they do start to stack up when you put them all together. If you're looking for something more in-depth with a bit more of a simulated world and personalization, Rage 2 won't scratch that itch, but it will without a doubt entertain you. With outstanding gunplay, an insane punk neon world, and Doom/Bulletstorm-inspired combat, Rage 2 will have you visiting this wasteland a lot more frequently than that wasteland in West Virginia.
You serious? Pay for what? Standing there?
If you enjoyed this video review, be sure to head over and check out our episode of Shaken Not Noob, where we talk more on Rage 2, Total War, and more. Of course, you can find our podcasts on your favourite podcasting apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, and more. I keep saying and more. Why are you still watching this? The video's over. If you want more Rage 2, just check out the podcast. You know, there's a link below in the description.